My name's Marshall. I just wanted to cover a few rules that I think every beginner and property investor should follow. I'm a buyer's agent based in Melbourne, and I just want to give you some insights into some of the things that a lot of the experienced investors are aware of, but if you're getting started, maybe it's worth sort of listening to this video so that you don't make any mistakes. So number one, try and stick to established properties. Reason why? Well, building costs are very high right now, and as well as that, if you're buying in a new estate, you might be buying in a place like this, which is sort of a developing area, and because the properties can sort of shoot up out of nowhere, they can throw up heaps of apartments, units, townhouses. This can dilute the market and give there a lot more options, which is good for first home buyers because there's less competition for them and they have a lot of options. Means they can get a better price. But for you, what that means is that your property is not going to grow very well. So you're better off buying an established property in an established area with restricted land supply. So always go established. The other thing as well is try to go for a house if you can. Most property data that's available out there, and I'll go over some of the softwares a little bit later, they usually just track housing data. They don't really track units and apartments, so we don't really know, we don't have the level of confidence with houses as we do with apartments or units as we do with houses. So if you can, go for a house in an established area. Houses also have less restrictions. They don't have body corporate fees. You can do more things of them because there's less restrictions. You can subdivide them. You can knock it down and build something completely different. There's just so many more options, and most people that are looking to buy a home, as in they want to buy a place to stay, they're not looking to buy a unit if they can afford to get to a house. So that's their first preference. You always want to appeal to future home buyers, and yes, whilst units can appeal to some people for sure, and apartments, absolutely, it's better off just going for a house. And in fact, when we're looking to buy property for people, we will actually go to a strong regional market as opposed to buying a unit or a townhouse somewhere metro, if we can, and if the data supports it. So yeah, so just to summarize again, number one, go established. Number two, get a house if you can. And number three, this is actually the most important thing, maybe I should have led with it, is use data to understand where you should buy. Now, I'll give you a few websites. There's so many different softwares and tools available now in 2026 that allow you to basically understand whether it's a good place to buy or not, and you've got AI to help you as well. But basically websites like Hashtag Analytics, hashtag.com.au basically give you both the data that's available as well as the education tools to really interpret that data moving forward. There is a bit of a learning curve, but if you can base where you buy your next investment property off data as opposed to what's close to you or what's near the beach or somewhere you heard someone made money once, it's really important you really base it off property data. So go on Hashtag Analytics. If you need more recommendations for different types of software tools, please leave a message down in the comments. But this is the foundation of the whole investment journey in Australia, and you will find that you can buy properties sub 500, sub 600, and plus as well, and you can still do very, very well from an investment perspective. So please have a look into the data. It will give you a lot more clarity, a lot more confidence about where you're buying. And look, don't get me wrong, you're still going to get a little bit, especially if it's your first investment property, you still might get emotional about where you end up buying. But if you speak to other people that use this data software, you can ask me questions as well. You'll avoid 90% of the problems that people make, because the first two things that I mentioned, buy a house, very important, buy established, very important. But if you can buy in the right location, you can mitigate, that's 80 to 90% of the reason why the asset will perform anyways, right? If you buy an established property, an established house in a terrible area, it's not going to make a difference. But if you buy an established house in an area which is supported by strong fundamentals and data, as mentioned before, you won't make that mistake. And please also remember that property investing is a long game. There is a lot of talk right now about a lot of changes in the budget, a lot of changes with, should we change our strategy? Should we be more cash flow focused? No, capital growth is still going to be the main driver to build your portfolio, and data will be the foundation of that. So look, I hope that sort of helps. Sorry if it was a bit ranty, but let me know if there are any other topics that you'd like me to cover, and I look forward to speaking to you in our next video.